We thank the Most High for our elders. Without them, we would not be here. We just give praise and honor to the Creator because he has truly been a blessing to us by giving us our elders. We just want to say thank you to our elders for putting us in the position that we find ourselves. Let us all say hallelujah. 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 Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous. Yah is righteous. Yah is holy. Yah is holy. You may have a seat. Before we get started, I just want to make sure that all of us keep in mind all of those who are sick, all of those who are in need, keep them in our prayers. And we also want to remind everybody we are going out tomorrow. And if you have any donation, we would love to have your donations for those who are in need. We want to thank everybody for bringing donation. But we also want to say we don't have any children to take anything to. So if you brought something for children, we don't need it because we don't have anybody to give it to. So if you brought something, toys and stuff like that, you can take them back because we just have nowhere to take them. We looking for clothes. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good then. Because where we normally go to the parks and to the homeless places, and we don't see too many children. Okay, well that's good. We have somewhere to put it. I want to just first give honor and praise to the Creator for allowing us to make it through another week. He has truly been a blessing to us, and we just thank him and praise him for all that he has done for us because he didn't have to do it, but he did. And we are truly grateful for the mercy that the Most High has put upon us. Today, I want to talk about an outpouring of Yah's Spirit. An outpouring of Yah's Spirit. And I wanted to use that as a subject because so many of us are caught up with Donald Trump. I don't know why. You know, they talk about how he put in people who are racist and people who don't have our so-called values in mind. So we are discouraged and heartbroken because he's not doing things the way we want it done. But the thing that I love about the Most High is that he let us know how to make it through any situation that come up. And I know in the last few months we've been talking a lot about the last days and how we find ourselves in the last days. When we look at scriptures and look at prophecy, we know that it is lining up and that we are in the last days. And what I found out is that in the last days, the Creator Spirit is going to have an outpouring. In other words, the Creator is going to start waking up our people. And they are going to begin to see things that they normally wouldn't see. Hallelujah. You know, when we look at the book of Daniel, and we see how Daniel talked about how knowledge will increase in the last days. And that's the Creator Spirit working in us, waking us up into his knowledge and into his understanding. in Psalms, the 51st division, in the 10th verse, it tells us this is a psalm of David. And David is falling before the Creator. And David is asking the Creator for something. And this is what we need to do. We need to ask the Creator for something. And when we ask the Creator for something, expect to receive it. David say, create in me a clean heart, O Yah, and renew a right spirit within me. And this is what we need. We need a right spirit, a righteous spirit in us, so we can survive whatever is going to come up on this nation. We have to be able to sustain whatever come up. So David is saying, create in me the right spirit and cast me not away from thy presence. Take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore in me what? The joy of thy salvation. And uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. When the Creator put his spirit in us, then we will truly see the awakening that we need in order to survive in this land. And the Creator promised us that this spirit will come up on us and that we will survive in this land. One of the problems we have, we don't give the Creator the benefit of the doubt like we used to. We used to say, well, we're going to give the Creator the benefit of the doubt. Now we say, I'm right and the Creator is wrong. Because we don't give the Creator the benefit of the doubt. Think about if the Creator tell us to do something. He's not telling you to do something that you can't do. He's telling you to do it because he wants you to do it. He wants you to participate in it. And we have to change our mindset if we are to survive in this land. In Isaiah, the 44th chapter, in the first verse, because I want you to understand what the Most High is trying to tell us. He's trying to tell us something so we can survive. And the thing that I love about the Most High, he tell it to us up front. So we won't have to guess. We'll know that it's talking about us. In Isaiah 44:1, he said, yet now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. I want you to listen to something, Israel, because I have something to tell you, and you've been chosen for the purpose. Thus says Yah that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, thy Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. What does Jeshurun mean? His upright one, his holy one. The one whom he has chosen. It's not somebody else. So he's telling you, look, fear not. Don't be afraid. If you would just listen to me, you can survive. He said, for I will pour out water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring. And you have to understand the time period that Isaiah is living in. He's living in a time when all of this is starting to come up on Israel. And Isaiah is prophesying about all of the calamity that's going to come up on the nation of Israel. And he's letting Israel know that it's going to be a time when the Creator Spirit is going to be back in Israel. He said, and they shall spring up as among grass, as willows by the watercourse. And one shall say, I am Yah'S. And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yah, and surname himself by the name of Israel. And we know that this didn't happen. And we know that the same man that kidnapped us and brought us to America is trying to take our inheritance. He have surnamed himself. He named himself. The Creator didn't do it. And then it say he have subscribed with his hand. He done wrote it like it's him. And we allowing it to happen because we don't want to wake up and turn back to the Almighty. He said, thus says Yah, King of Israel and his Redeemer. He's the King of Israel and he's the Redeemer of Israel. The Creator of hosts. He said, I am the first and I am the last. And beside me, there is no Elohim. Beside the Most High, there is nobody else. So what are we worried about? If we put our trust in the Most High, who can defeat us? And who, as I shall call and shall declare it, and shall set it in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people, and the things that are coming and shall come, let them show unto them. The Creator is the only somebody who done what has taken place in the past, told us about the future, and is doing it. Nobody else, no other deities can tell you what the Creator is telling us. He said, fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time? Didn't I tell you from the beginning? And have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Is there Elohim beside me? Yea, there is no Elohim. I know not any. The only thing in the Bible that the Creator say he don't know is somebody else beside him. So when people start putting Christ, Emmanuel, Yahshua, Yahweh, whatever they want to call it, when they start putting them beside the Most High, the Creator say he don't know nobody else. So if the Creator don't know somebody else, why we keep putting somebody beside him? The Creator want us to prosper. But we have to look at the one who's able to prosper. Think about it. We have not made it to that time where the Creator Spirit is going to be pouring out because we all haven't started turning back to him. And believe it or not, you're going to have to turn back to the Most High before you leave out of here. So look at what happens to us when the Most High Spirit is upon us. Because when the Most High Spirit is upon us, we can only prosper. We can only make things happen. Right now, we wondering why things are not happening because we don't have the Creator Spirit in us. In Isaiah, the 61st chapter, in the first verse, look at what Isaiah tells us. He said, the Spirit of Yah is upon me, because Yah has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. Preach to the humble, those who are willing to listen. Nowadays, people know everything. Don't want to listen to nothing because they already know. But the Creator say, preach good tidings unto the meek. He that has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captive. Freedom is coming because we are the captive. I know some of you think you free, but you're just a modern day slave. And if you can't see it by now, I know something wrong with you. In the opening of the prison of them that are bound, to proclaim in the acceptable year of Yah, and the day of vengeance upon our Elohim, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Creator, that he might be glorified. The Creator wants you to have the joy that you deserve, the best of everything. But we have to put our faith in him, our trust in him. And they shall build the old waste. They shall raise up the former desolation. And they shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations. When you put the Creator Spirit in you, you can make things happen. And I want you to understand what the Most High is talking about. When all of this is in you, the Creator say he's going to put you back in your land. And those things that was torn down, you're going to build them back. You're going to make things that was wrong, you're going to make them right again. But you got to have that Spirit in you. We cannot do nothing without the Creator Spirit on the inside of us. He said, and the stranger shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dresser. But ye shall be named the priest of Yah. But guess what? The Spirit of Yah has to be in you. You can't do it without it. Men shall call you the ministers of Elohim. You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. Right now, the Gentiles is only taken. We have to change that. But the only way we can change it is if we put the Spirit of Yah in us. He say, for your shame you shall have double, and for your confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. Everlasting joy is going to be with you. But how? If you don't know what the Creator Spirit is, let me tell you. The Creator Spirit is His Word. You got to put it on the inside of you, and you have to live it. You can't say the Creator's Word is too hard, or you can't do it in this land. That's the only way you're going to get back. It's the only way. You got to have an outpouring of the Creator Spirit. Look at Joel, the 2nd chapter, in the 28th verse. It says, and it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your men shall what? See visions. And the only way that you're going to be able to do it is with the Creator Spirit in you. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaid. In those days will I pour out my Spirit. It's going to be up on those who are working for you, cooking in your kitchen, plowing your field. It's going to be an outpouring of the Spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Yah come. So before that day come, you need to be ready. Because it's going to be a dreadful day. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall come on the name of Yah shall be what? Delivered. If you're coming in the name of Yah, you're going to be saved. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yah has said, and in the remnant whom Yah shall call. You are that remnant. You are that remnant that everybody is waiting on. But you got to have the Creative Spirit. Jeremiah tells us something that we need to take heed to. This same law that people tell you you can't keep in this land, this same law that people tell you, they say it's too hard. They say, well, that was for Israel. We Gentiles. That's what black folks be saying. Ain't no such thing as a black Gentile. We can act like Gentiles, but the Gentiles, and I know at one time, Japheth's descendants were black. I understand that. But the land of the Gentiles is where? In what you call Europe. And the people that live in there now call themselves descendants of Japheth. And they are white people. And they consider themselves to be Gentiles. And those Gentiles are going to pay for what they did, whether they like it or not. So Jeremiah tells us how we can make it through what them folks are doing. And what he tells us is this: that same law that Moses got up on Mount Sinai, that same law that the Creator taught the children of Israel, is the same law that we're going to have when we go back to the land. In Jeremiah 31 and 31, it say, "Behold, the days come, says Yah, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Yehudah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, says Yah." It's not going to be like that covenant when the Creator gave it to us. We couldn't wait to break it. Now, the covenant that he's going to give us this time is going to be the same covenant. Look at what he tells us. He say, "But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, says Yah, I will put my law in their inward part and write it in their hearts, and will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people." The Creator say he's going to put it in us, that he ain't going to even worry about us breaking this law no more, because it's going to be in us. We're going to know it. We're going to do it. "And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor." We're not going to have to teach like we are teaching today, because everybody is going to know the law. "And every man his brother saying, know Yah." We're not going to have to ask people, do they know Yah? You know what? Even the heathens are going to know Yah. "For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, says Yah. For I will forgive their iniquity and will remember their sins no more." The Creator is going to forgive us, because we have done some wicked things as a people. And I thank the Most High for his mercy, because without his mercy, a lot of us wouldn't be here. But let me tell you this: before that new covenant comes, I got news for you. It's going to be a purging of the wicked. That's why you need to get yourself together now. And I know it's hard, but you can do it if you put your mind to it. In Ezekiel, the 20th chapter, 33rd verse, it says, "I live, says Yah, Elohim, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out will I rule over you. I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out." He said, look, listen. "And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face." He said, look, I'm going to bring you into the wilderness of the people. And then we're going to have a talk. We're going to have a discussion. He said, "Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so would I plead with you, says Yah." And this is what we need to be afraid of. Because when he pleaded with our forefathers, none of the men that came out of Egypt made it into the promised land except Joshua and Caleb. So why not start getting yourself together now so you can get as right as you possibly can, make all the mistakes that you can make now, and not wait till you get there and start making mistakes. Because when you turn to the law, you're going to make mistakes, because it's just some things you just don't know. It's best to get it out the way now. Because those who made mistakes in the wilderness, they didn't make it. So we need to get our act together. He said, I will cause you to pass under the rod. Just think about it. You walking under the rod, and you don't have that spirit, and you get tapped. Think about it. Because Creator know his spirit. So you don't have that spirit, can't go. As Robert Harris say, gotta go, gotta go. Got to have the right spirit. He said, I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the land, into the bond of the what? Covenant. When you make it past the rod, you got a chance. You're in the bond of the covenant then. And I will purge out from among you the what? The rebels. And them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. And they shall not enter into the land of Israel. Listen at what he said. Those who are not right, those who don't have their spirit, you're not going to make it to the land. And ye shall know that I am Yah. Only the righteous is going to make it. Only those who are keeping the law is going to make it. This is the thing we have to understand. In other words, the Creator say he's going to take us into the valley of Jehoshaphat. He's going to take us into the valley of judgment, where we're going to be judged according to our actions. Look at Joel, the 3rd chapter. In the first verse, it says, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Yehudah and Jerusalem. So this is the time of our deliverance. He said, I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. He's going to bring us into the valley of his judgment upon us. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. He's going to take us and take those who have taken us out of the land. And he's going to make a judgment. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. He's just showing you how these people have done us. They're going to be judged, and you are going to be judged. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will return your recompense upon your own head. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, the children also of Yehudah, and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the who? Greeks. Unto the Grecians. Guess what? A lot of our people were sold by who? Black people. That you might remove them far from their border. Because why? They figure if they can move us as far away from the land as possible, they could keep it. But guess what? It's all in the Most High plan. And everything that he's telling us is already prophesied. And you can see how it happened in history. He's telling us about it, and it happened the exact way that he said. He said that you might remove them far from their border. He said, behold, I will raise them out of the place whether ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. The things you done, he said, I'm going to bring it back up on you. That's the beauty of it. He said, I will set your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Yehudah. He's going to give us their children. Those same men that sold us into captivity. And they shall sell them to the Sabians and to a people afar off, for Yah has spoken it. And then listen to this. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Israel, the house of Yehudah, you ready to wake up? Some of y'all saying, can we all just get along? Some of y'all are scared just thinking about the fact we got to fight against this white man. Scared to death. He got all that power. He got those armor. He got the planes, the jets. Who we got? That's right, we got Yah. Because guess what? They got China can hit a button and shut off everything in America. America can do the same thing to China. What you think the Most High can do to them? Don't be scared. We got something bigger than them, higher than them. They singing in here all the time. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You can't go around it. When we going to start trusting in them? Some of y'all trust more in a 38 than you would the Most High. He say, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Put all them weapons away. You don't need them. You can't fight. Your 38 ain't going to do nothing against a tank. Assemble yourselves. We're going to have to come together. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, that'll cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yah. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I set to judge all the heathens round about. That heathen can't do nothing when we got Yah. The Creator is going to judge him for what he done to us. Whoever did us wrong, they're going to pay. Whether they are in Africa, whether they are trying to take over our land now, or whether they're in this land, they're going to pay. And then you got some Israelites. They're going to pay. Because you got a bunch of Israelites are nothing but a bunch of Uncle Toms. He say, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is what? Great. Anytime you come against the Creator's people, your wickedness is great. In Israel, when you come up against Israel, your wickedness is great. Because we're not supposed to hate our brothers and sisters. Multitudes of multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yah is near in the valley of decision. The valley of decision, y'all. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Creator also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice in Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Creator will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. This is what we have to understand. Don't be scared of these tanks. Don't be scared of Donald Trump. He's just a man. So shall ye know that I am Yah, your Elohim, dwelling in Zion. My holy mountains, then shall be Jerusalem, be holy, and there shall no stranger pass through her anymore. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Yehudah shall flow with waters, and the fountain shall come forth of the house of Yah, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Yehudah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Yehudah shall dwell for what? Forever. We're going to dwell forever. You are the house of Yehudah, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. But listen to what the Creator say. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yah dwelleth in Zion. The Creator is going to cleanse us from all of the wickedness of our foreparents, from us. He's going to cleanse us from it. And guess what? Then you're going to have a restoration of Israel. Then you're going to have a great, powerful nation set up. And it's going to be set up once the Creator purge out all the rebels. That's what has to take place. So once again, let me warn you. Let me cry out and tell you, get yourself together. Return to the Lord. That's how we make it. Look at Ezekiel, the 11th chapter, in the 14th verse. He said, again, the word of the Creator came unto me, saying, Son of man, thy brethren, even thy brethren, the men of thy kindred, and all the house of YISRAEL, holy are they unto whom the inhabitants of Jerusalem have said, Get ye far from the Creator, unto us is this land given in possession. Listen to what the Creator is telling us. Thy kindred, the men of thy kindred, in all the house of Israel, holy are they unto whom the inhabitants of Jerusalem have said, Go you far from the Creator? Unto us the land is given. Those folks that's over there, they don't want you over there because they know when you get back, they got to go. They know that. They are afraid that you are waking up. Israel, if we ever get that spirit in us that we should have from Yah, all the world is going to have to stand back and be at odds. He said, therefore say, thus says Yah Elohim, although I have cast them far off among the heathens, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them a what? A little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So you afraid of Donald Trump? You're afraid of their airplane, their bombs? Who gave man mind to make a bomb? He can make that bomb blow them up. Therefore say, thus says Yah Elohim, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the country where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. That's what the Creator is going to give us. He's going to give us the land of Israel, not a land somewhere up in the sky where the city of, what is it, a city of gold, where you're going to walk around and every day going to be howdy, howdy, and never goodbye. It ain't going to be like that. But I will tell you this. When you get back, you're going to have some fighting that you're going to have to do. So you might not want to go back that fast, you know. That might be the reason you're scared, because you got to fight. And they shall come thither, and they shall take away all the detestable things thereof, and all the abomination thereof from thence. And look at what the Creator going to give you. And I will give them one heart, once he done purged out them rebels. He going to give them one heart, and I will put a what? New spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and I will give them a heart of flesh. So the Creator going to do a lot of stuff when you get back into the land. He going to clean you up when you get back. He gonna make you where you won't turn on your brother. Where you won't be trying to pull him down. Where you won't be trying to cut his throat. He said that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinance and do them. And they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. But as for them whose heart walketh after the heart of their detestable thing, as for those folks, and I hope you not among those folks, and their abomination, I will recompense their ways upon their own head, says Yah. Whatever you want to do, he gonna bring it back up on you. So we have to be careful and understand what we need to do. We have to understand it. Look at Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. Because I want you to understand this new spirit. In Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. And we're going to start reading at the 16th verse. It said, moreover, the word came unto me, saying, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way, by their doing. Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman. It was filthy. Wherefore I poured out my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land. For their idols wherewith they had polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed throughout the countries, according to their ways and according to their doing. I judged them. So the Creator say, because of what you did, because of all the abomination that you participated in, I scattered you throughout the countries. I put you into captivity. Understand that it was the Most High who put us in this land. Understand if he put us here, only he gonna bring us out. He say, when they entered unto the heathens, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, these are the people of Yah, and are gone forth out of the land. The people made us forget about the Most High. They made us turn against the Creator. And when you are not keeping the Creator's law, you are profaning his name. The Creator's name identifies who we are. We are Israel. And Israel keep the laws of the Most High. But I had pity for my holy name. This is the only reason we're going to come out of this place. The Creator had pity for his holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen whither they went. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus says Yah, I do not this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. What name did we profane? The name of Israel. That's the Creator's name. That's the name that he gave Jacob and to his descendants. We have taken that name in vain because we refuse to keep the laws that come up under that name. He said, I will sanctify my great name, which were profaned among the heathens, which you have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathens shall know that I am Yah, says Yah Elohim, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. The Creator said we're going to be sanctified in the midst of the heathens. For I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a what? A new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your Elohim. The Creator is going to have an outpouring of his spirit. Now is the time to get it started. Accept what the Creator say. I will also save you from all your uncleanness and will call you from the corn, for the corn, and will increase it and lay no famine upon you. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree and the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathens. Right now, if this man stopped feeding us, we would starve to death. We don't have any gardens. At one time, our fathers were, they grew their crops. And then the white man came and told you, say, stop growing it. And we stopped. And when we stopped, what happened? The prices went up. We have to turn back to the ways of the Most High. Start growing our own food. We won't have to worry about what's contaminated. We won't have to worry about what meat he got in it. Let us start with planting our own gardens. And you'll be surprised of the shakeup that we would have. He said, then shall ye remember your own evil ways, and your doing that were not good, and shall loathe yourself in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abomination. Not for your sake do I this, says Yah, but be it known unto you. Be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of YISRAEL. We need to be disappointed in ourselves and ask ourselves, how could we have done that? But you got a lot of us saying, well, they did our ancestors like that. That wasn't none of us. So we can go head on and do what they do, say what they say. We want to follow this man for everything. He already got your mind. He put you in front of the TV and then tell you what he wants you to hear and what he wants you to know, and you falling for it. He put it on your radio. You listen to the radio. It's all about him. It's not about you. But he got us blind in the head, confused, crazy. But we got to wake up. We have to wake up. Look at Ezekiel 39th chapter. In Ezekiel the 39th chapter, in the 21st verse, It says, and I will set my glory among the heathens, and all the heathens shall see my judgment, that I have executed, and my hands that I have laid upon them. So the house of Israel shall know that I am Yah their Elohim from that day forward. When the Creator put his judgment upon this nation, we're going to know who we are. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. The Creator put us in the hand of this enemy. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgression have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. Therefore, thus says Yah Elohim, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of YISRAEL, and will be jealous for my holy name. The Creator is going to bring again the people that he put in captivity. Not for your sake, but for his holy name's sake. He said, after that they have borne their shame and all their trespasses, whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwell safely in their land, and none made them afraid. When I have brought them again from the people, and gathered them out of their enemies' land, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations, then shall they know that I am Yah, their Elohim, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them anymore. Neither will I hide my face anymore from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, says Yah. That outpouring of the Spirit. And we're going to know. The heathens are going to know. They're going to all know who we are. We are the house of Israel. Look at what the Creator tells us in Zechariah. In Zechariah, the 8th chapter. And we're going to start at the 20th verse. It says, thus says Yah of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people, and the inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before Yah, and to seek Yah of hosts. I will go also. Now here you have nations from all over the earth. They're going to be saying, look, let us go and worship the Creator. This is when we set up Zion again. They're going to come. They're going to be looking for you. They're going to want to go and serve the Most High with you. And it say, yea, many people and strong nations shall come to seek Yah of hosts in Jerusalem, and to pray before Yah. Thus says Yah of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Yehudonite, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that Elohim is with you. they're going to want to go with us. But what are we doing now? It used to be one time you never found a black man in a white church. Now black folks running, trying to find every white church they can get to. We want to be with them. But it's going to come a time where they're going to want to be with us. They're going to want to be where Yah is. And I got news for you, Yehuda. You're going to be first. You're going to be the first to go. Look at Zechariah, the 12th chapter, first verse. It says, the burden of the word of the Creator for Israel. Says, the burden of the word of Yah for Israel, says the Creator, which stretches forth the heavens and layeth the foundation of the earth and formed the spirit of man within him. He said, behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto the people round about, when they shall be in the siege, both against Yehuda and against Jerusalem. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall cut in pieces, though all people of the earth be gathered together against it. Once we go back into power, the other nations are going to know the only way that we're going to keep our power is that we destroy the house of Yehuda. Because remember, we go back first. That means we got a battle to fight first. And then the rest of Israel will come. But we got a great battle. And when we talk about a battle, people get scared. What you mean? We're going to fight against this white man? We get afraid. He said, but in that day, says Yah, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and I will open mine eyes upon the house of Yehuda, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. And the governors of Yehuda shall say in their hearts, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength, and Yah of hosts their Elohim. We're going to have a right mind, y'all. In that day will I make the governors of Yehuda like a hearth of fire among the wood, and like the torch of fire in the shelf. And they shall devour all the people round about on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. Listen to what the Creator say. And Yah also shall save the tents of Yehuda what? First. That the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Yehuda. See, the Creator is not going to let the other nations, he's not going to let the other in Israel be bigger than the house of David. He say, in that day shall the Creator defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as Elohim, as the angels of Yah before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, what? The spirit of grace and the supplication. And they shall look upon me, whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him, as one mourn for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him, as one that is bitterness for his firstborn. In that day shall there be a great mourning in Jerusalem, as in the morning of Hadad-Drummond in the valley of Megiddo. This great spirit is going to be like a piercing of the Most High. We have to understand the Most High is going to be fighting our battles. We have nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. He said, and the land shall mourn, and every family apart. The family of the house of David apart, and their wives apart. The family of the house of Nathan apart, and their wives apart. The family of the house of Levi apart, and their wives apart. The family of Shimei apart, and their wives apart. All the families that remain, every family apart, and their wives apart. It's going to be a great battle. Are you ready for the battle? Listen, I can tell right now you're not ready. Man, that was so weak. Y'all sound like y'all afraid. Man, y'all scared to death. Hey, what's say? Keep it like this. Don't send us back there. It's going to be too much fighting. They say, JC is peaceful. The creator, he violent. He gonna have us. We might get hurt. Look at Isaiah, the 11th chapter. Some of y'all might become Christians after y'all leave out of here. I want the Prince of Peace. Look at Isaiah, the 11th chapter, and the first verse. It's saying, there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots, and the spirit of Yah shall rest upon him, and the spirit of wisdom and understanding, and the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and the fear of Yah. Here we have the rod of Jesse, the son of Jesse. David is going to be reigning as king when we get back to Jerusalem. He's saying, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yah, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. He gonna be righteous. He gonna judge righteously. He say, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lip shall he slay the wicked. He's gonna be destroying with his words, with his actions. He's saying the righteous shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. He said the wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. Think about it. That which used to be bad is no longer going to be bad. A lion and a lamb going to lie down together. And a little child shall lead them. He said, and the cow and the bear shall feed. Their young ones shall lie down together. And the lion shall eat straw like the bullock. And the suckling child shall play in the holes of asp. And the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. He said, and they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yah, as the waters cover the sea. If you can look at the ocean and understand how deep the ocean is and how wide the ocean is. They say in some spots in the ocean is over 7 miles deep. And the expanse, 2/3 of the earth is water. So you're looking at a lot of water. That's how much knowledge that's going to be of the Most High upon the earth. He said, in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. The Gentiles are going to be seeking David. He said, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yah shall set his hand again, what? The second time, to recover the remnant of his people. So Judah just went the first time. The second time, he's going to get the remainder of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patras and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. So all of those who are in Africa and Asia, they're going to come. All of those who are in the islands, in the Bahamas, in all of the places where our forefathers went and was dropped off on their way to America, they are going to come back. Those who are left. And he says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. All of the rest of Yehudah that was scattered to the four corners of the earth, they're going to return. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Yehudah shall be cut off. And Ephraim shall not envy Yehudah, and Yehudah shall not vex Ephraim. But they shall fly up on the shoulders of the Palestine toward the west, and they shall spoil them of the east together. And they shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. And the Creator shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea. And with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it into 7 streams, and make men to go over dry shod. He's going to dry the waters up where they can walk over on dry land. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like it was to Israel in the day that they came up out of the land of Egypt. It's going to be just like that great day. In Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter. And I want you to understand something. This is something that we got to be prepared for. Because if we are not prepared, we can be destroyed, us and our family, our children. We have to prepare ourselves. Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, 8th verse, he said, therefore wait ye upon me, says Yah, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All of the earth, everybody that had a part in the destruction of Israel, they're going to pay. For then will I turn to the people a what? A pure language. Think about it. Most of us, if we wanted to learn Hebrew, it would take us 30 years. Most of us can't speak English well. So the Creator say he's gonna return us a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yah to serve him with what? One consent. With this English language we have now, you got so many words that mean the same thing, you don't know which one to use. Words can sound alike and mean different things, can have the same spelling. He say, from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my supplant, even the daughters of my dispersed shall bring my offering. He say, in that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then will I take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be halted because of my holy mountains. The Creator say he's going to take out those with a haughty pride. I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of Yah of hosts. He say the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity nor speak lies. Well, we know we ain't there yet. Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. He say, sing, O daughters of Zion, shout, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all your heart, O daughters of Jerusalem. The Creator has taken away thy judgment. He has cast out thine enemy. The King of Israel, even the Creator, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. He say, look, when that day comes, the King of Israel, which means David, is going to be in the midst of us, and we will not see evil anymore. He say, in that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, fear thou not, and to Zion, let not thy hand be slack. The Creator, thy Elohim, is in the midst of thee, is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee. With joy, he will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. The Creator is going to rest in us in love. He said, I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. He said, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will gather them, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. Everywhere that we've been put to shame, they're going to be praising us. He said, at that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gathered you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, says Yah. When the Creator return our captivity. And let me just say this. Some of you may not know or may not understand this. that the Most High is in the midst of us. And I'm going to leave you with this. Because if we don't understand this, we will never understand nothing. The Most High is a plumb line straight to him. We don't have to go around. We don't have to have somebody that we can die, that can die for us, but we can go straight to him. You know, they used to tell us, I know some of y'all used to go to church, so I'm going to use this one. He said, I'm a plumb line in your bosom. Y'all remember that saying, don't you? Don't act like it's just me. Oh, you ain't never heard that? I know I'm not the only one, so I'm gonna say it anyway. In Amos, the 7th chapter, in the 7th verse, he said, thus he showed me, and behold, the Creator stood up on a wall made by a plumb line, with a plumb line in his hand. He stood up on a wall made with a plumb line in his hand. And the Creator said unto me, Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a plumb line. Then said the Creator, behold, I will set a plumb line in the midst of my people Israel. And I will not again pass by them anymore. In other words, the Creator is a plumb line in the midst of us, and all we got to do is grab the plumb line. May the Creator bless you and keep you. Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous.
We are the people.